Hi everyone, and welcome to Lawful Stupid RPG, home of the 11-foot pole. Sometimes 10 feet just isn't enough, and that's okay. It's Thursday, which means it's time for some advanced Dungeons & Dragons, courtesy of the Erroth campaign and episode 4 of the Sundered Crown. And if that's not enough for you, tomorrow is One Shot Friday, going live at 6 p.m. Eastern or 11 p.m. UK. And Saturday, we're back on Hemlora, streaming 7 p.m. Eastern or midnight UK time. And we're now just 1 week away from the launch of Pantheon, our newest campaign set in a fantastic version of Ancient Earth. Catch it next week, Friday. Don't forget to join us on Discord, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Reddit, GeoCities, all the usual places. And finally, we now have a Patreon. Yes, you can subscribe to enjoy a host of cool benefits and things. Tonight's game, for example, features an NPC chosen by our patrons. So thank you to everyone who has pledged. You're the best. Okay, I am Mark, your kind and generous dungeon master. And if you're sitting comfortably, let's see where we left off last time.
Previously on Erroth, the Sundered Crown. Lord Fort Vallandor has been murdered, slain by his own wife, Isolde, and turmoil now engulfs the ancient house. With assassins stalking their home, Talric's sons are confronted with their mother's treachery and swear that Isolde must answer for her crimes. As Isolde tries to forge an alliance with rival House Mordath, our heroes move against her, ending her bid for power. But in doing so, they learn an awful truth about the true parentage of young Aldrich Vallandor, and realize that their struggle to survive is only just beginning.
Ruthic Mordath strides down the halls of his home. The half-orc warrior beside him, she struggles to keep pace. Despite his age, his steps are long and assured.
"Your failures cost us deeply,"
he says, as they walk toward the crypts.
"There'll be no marriage. There'll be no alliance. No chance for us to stand against House Damarath.
I didn't know that my man was discovered," the half-orc woman says. "You never said Vallandor had a trained operative on staff."
"Until recently, they didn't,"
Ruthic says.
"Find out who it is and deal with them. No more surprises."
I'll start with Talora, the half-orc says. "That priestess is bad news."
"Yeah, well, Vallandor isn't the only house with a ghost walker."
The half-orc leaves him, and Lord Ruthic alone enters his crypt. A tall, pale man stands on the opposite side of the burial chamber. Between them, a body lies shrouded on the funeral bier. It is Saltara, his daughter. He stares down at her form, no emotion on his face whatsoever.
"This is wrong," the thin, pale priest says. "She didn't want to come back after Talric cut her throat. She won't want to come back this time either."
Ruthic puts his hands on the funeral bier and leans forward, glaring at the priest.
"I didn't ask your opinion. I need her. Bring her back."
The pale priest nods, closes his eyes, and begins to pray. Resurrection survival roll. Ooh. On the road from Vallandor, toward the dead forest on the land of the Ghost Elves. 6 figures on horseback wind their way through the Kashagareen desert. Bridles creaking, moving slowly in their saddles. Foremost, his eyes scanning the scorched horizon, Hagen. There's a really artful camera blend that you'll just have to imagine. And we're not seeing Hagen on his horse anymore. But instead, in the crypts, the chapel, should I say, in Fort Vallandor, with Bone Mother Hemlora. On the table between them is the ornate crossbow. Hemlora runs her long, bone-thin fingers over the wood.
Indeed, it is from Damaresh,
she says.
From the Bridge City.
She looks up at you, Hagen.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you came to us from Damaresh, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Have you ever been that way? He says, watching her carefully.
Once or twice, when I was younger. You never talk about Damaresh. Why not?
I don't see why it's relevant to the work I do here.
But we are formed by our pasts, are we not? They are the mold from which we are cast.
You never speak much about your own past, do you?
Then perhaps when you return from the Dirt Forest, you and I will talk of our pasts and of the Bridge City and of what we saw there.
Yes, I think that would be for the best.
The Dead Forest is a long way from here. Keep an eye on Aldrich and Avel.
I always do. No, even more of a target now.
And we're back with Hagen on his horse, looking over his shoulder toward where Aldrich rides behind him. His blue and gold Vallandor armor is gone, replaced by deep burgundy red plate mail. But like Hagen, his mind is not on the road. It's on his farewells to Vallandor, specifically his farewells to Isolde. In the tower, which has become her home since her attempted coup, shall we call it. Aldrich, you bring her last meal before your departure. A tray with simple fare, bottle of water, or wine if you're feeling particularly generous. She's standing by the window, doesn't turn as you set the meal down.
Your food, Mother.
Thank you. You're leaving, I hear.
For a short time.
I don't suppose you'd consider telling your mother where you're going?
No.
I worry for you. You remain my son, despite what you've done.
And you remain my mother, despite what you've done. That is why you are not dead.
Now she turns to face you. I'm not your enemy. Talric was a fool,
weak and stupid. And his idiocy would have ended this house.
That may be so. But until we have all the facts, you shall remain here.
You are the Lord of Vallandor. I reside at your pleasure, my son.
Just remember that.
I will. I hope Galric does too, in your absence. Speaking of Galric, we see him walking into the old libraries of Vallandor. A hunk of bread and cheese in one hand, which he's munching on, occasionally washing it down with a bit of wine. Then he spots, hunched over, an old book, his younger half-brother, Avil. Oh, Avil!
Oh.
Last bit of light reading before you head off on your little quest.
Well, yeah, light reading, I suppose. I've been looking up spells in the old library, and
What is that?
I think.
Oh, the words are they're like snakes. They're moving on the page.
Don't touch
can you-
that. Don't, Galric, please. Just eat your cheese, okay? Okay.
Listen, Avil.
Yes.
He sits down and putting on his big brother face. There's something I wanted to talk to you about.
And what is that?
You and me. We're the true sons of Vallandor now, aren't we?
Well, I mean, I suppose if you look at it in a bloodline sort of stance, yes, but...
Exactly. Blood will out. Look, Aldrich's been throwing his weight around a bit, but the fact is, he's Mordath. He's even wearing the armor, Mordath red.
It's just a color, man. I mean, I'm wearing red too. Do you see this plume? Listen.
What?
Galric, please. You're making a fool out of yourself. Did we not grow up with him? Is he not our brother by the way that we were brought up together? By the way that our father treated him like a son? Don't you think that family is more than just who gave birth to who and who did the naughty where?
Blood will out. Anyway, look, just watch him, all right? He leans and puts a hand on your shoulder. We have to look out for each other now. Just watch yourself.
Yes, well, I suppose you've got that right.
He stands, gives you a somewhat awkward hug, and turns and leaves. On the road, the group continues onward, making its way over sand dunes, through gullies, onto open plains. In the middle of the group, Chantifleur rides, blanket looser than normal around her shoulders in the heat. Around her neck, a heavy wooden box. And she's been staring at it for a couple of days in Vallandor. Shanti, you recall well the last hour or so in your room before dawn, before departure. The voices echoing in your mind, seeming to come from the box itself. Whispers in two tongues.
Now on the road, they're silent. At least, no one else can hear them except you. Behind you... Sorry, carry on.
No, I just went, okay.
Okay.
Just reading it like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Behind you, the Moonwhite watches your back, watches the box, watches you both. Bellis, your final conversation in Vallandor likewise was with Bone Mother Tolora. She had little to say of the road ahead, a lot to say of the road behind, little of the living and much of the dead.
You're quite right. They will try to bring her back. It's not the first time. I saw Talric deal that blow to her throat. No one could survive that.
So they have somebody from the church as well.
The ghost walkers are everywhere. And not all are loyal first and foremost to the church. Many, like me, have pledged their loyalty to a house. I have sworn to serve Vallandor. It would not surprise me if Ruthick does not have such another in his thrall. So I spoke to her, of course, before we sent her back. I found the true reason for them coming here.
And it was?
Twofold.
The
Firstly, to obtain another eye.
They have already one.
And secondly, their talk of allegiance was true. Ruthick seeks to ally Vallandor with Mordath through bonds of blood, and thereby dare to challenge House Damarath. It is a play for the crown. You know, the truth is, this might be the best choice for the Empire. Damarath are corrupt and rotted from within. A strong house taking the crown. It's hard to fault his logic. I leave it with you how much of this you share with Eldrick. Discretion has proven to be one of your fortes, shall we say.
It is probably wise to keep your cards as close to the chest as possible until you see the bigger picture.
I quite agree.
But, of course, the reasoning can be turned around, considering Aldrich's bloodline. We could make a move on House Mordath, and Aldrich could claim that which Ruthick is trying to claim.
Yes, indeed. Knowing your enemies gives you a position of strength and power.
I have this inkling that we haven't seen the end of the machinations yet, after the recent failure of House Mordath to secure control.
Your instincts serve you well.
Be careful when we're gone.
Always.
You have some precautions in place, I hope?
Always.
Good.
And finally, Jadarian. Leaving Vallandor, Leavings, always leavings. Your mind drifts back years to another day of leavings on a mountainside, snows bedecking the peaks above you, forested grasslands down below, the hidden pass, the Eninthurinwi secret gates to Ardminia, closed behind you. You and your boyhood friend, Maiglandar, ranger of the Eninthurinwi, gazing at the world outside the mountains. I still do not understand it, Jaidarian. That you must leave. It pains the heart of me.
Would you not do the same?
But your father banished her.
My father is a fool.
Perhaps 'tis the curse of all sons to consider their father so, until 'tis too late. What of your birthright? What you surrender, you will feel its loss in the years to come.
Maybe the years will allow my father to see his mistakes. I must search for her, or I will spend an eternity regretting it.
And we have eternities to regret, my friend.
That we do.
Then I wish you well. Namarie.
Namarie.
Nai Hiruvai.
I bow my head to him, turn and leave.
For 2 days, you've been crossing the dunes. Vallandor, a distant memory on the horizon behind you. The silence is beyond words, beyond the creak of the saddles, the huff of the horses, and the shuffle of their hooves through the sand. There is no sound whatsoever. Ahead of you, low gullies arise, broken by hills and ravines. Beyond those, the dead forest is at least another day or so.
How hot is it?
In degrees, it's about 25 to 30. It's a mild heat for a desert. This place is desiccated not through climate, but through devastation. The Crusade of Tears made this place into a wasteland. It has become sere and dry ever since, the sun omnipresent, but it is not a baking furnace. It's merely somewhat uncomfortable.
So it'll be fine for me then.
For you, you'll be completely fine. Yeah. Hagen, a dozen yards or more up ahead of the group, you spot the specks overhead first. Birds at first, you think, circling, perhaps over carrion, but then you suspect that they're keeping pace with the group. That as you move, they circle above you, very high up.
He goes immediately to tell the rest of the group.
Okay. Well, none of you can even see them. You squint up at the pale bleached sky. A heat haze, a few specks moving. Nothing.
What did you see?
Except for you, Jadarian. They're not birds. You see creatures of leathern, sinew, and fang, and scale, and claw, broad wings, lashing tails,
Something
and
we've seen
riders.
before? Wyverns.
Absolutely.
Just as I thought.
Do we have rations on us or anything?
Yes, you do.
She's just gonna reach into her bag and pull out some rations, just kind of squinting up. Do you think they're hungry? And she'll just kind of try throwing some rations on the floor.
I
No,
can-
Chanta, I don't think they're hungry for rations.
They're looking for bigger morsels, about Chanta-sized.
Bellis,
Yes.
can you create an illusion of our party moving in a different direction?
Won't be a convincing one, I'm afraid.
If they're hungry for me, I can make a bunch of me appear.
Well, certainly hunger or something is driving them toward you, because now the specks are getting bigger and you can see them wheeling down toward your group.
Is there any cover to be had?
I'll knock an arrow.
Okay, around you, actually, there's a large amount of open plain. Up ahead, you can see what appear to be some low gullies, a few broken crags. They're several score yards distant, and you would have to ride for them fairly rapidly if you wanted to get them before the wyverns got to you.
Okay, I immediately spur our horses.
Okay.
Follow.
Yep, same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can
Ride
I-
like the wind! Nice. I spur my horse.
Can I
Okay.
charge one of
For
my
the gully!
Aldrich is like, "Rah!" and he's off all around the Well, the rest of you are trying to figure out exactly how to respond. Avil, yes?
Yeah, it's
Can I charge one of my spells? Like, can I have it charged?
Have it ready.
Yeah.
Yes. Which one?
Chromatic orb,
Absolutely.
the orange one.
Okay. You make the mystic passes of your new arcane acquisition, and a shimmering ball of flame leaps into existence in your hand. And then you are off and after your brother, and I gather from that gabble of voices that the rest of you are doing the same.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my
Are they?
major witchery and make a mirror image of myself. Like a bunch of them, just kind of
Okay.
doing their thing.
Are they actually making a charge for us?
You look over your shoulder as you ride, Bellis. You can see that their wings are bent back already, and they're swooping in.
This is when I cast my phantasmal force.
Okay, let's have an initiative, please.
That was
Nice.
I rolled a. It's 1d4 plus 1, isn't it, for the mirror image?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 3,
1, 2, 3. Okay.
and that's
6
4 on
plus-
initiative.
4 initiative.
3 on
Nine.
initiative.
Okay,
Nine.
Aldrich 3, Bellis 4, Shanta 4, Hagen. Did you say 4?
9.
No, 9.
I rolled a 6.
Sweet.
428.
Jadarian,
8 for me.
8, and you're going to get a free shot anyway.
Yeah.
And Avil?
2.
A 2. Okay. All right. Hagen, the wyverns are swooping down toward you. You count 4 of them. Wings spread. You can see riders hunched low in their saddle. They all have those lances you saw before, but you see that each of them is also cradling what appears to be some kind of heavy crossbow. Leaning sideways out of their saddle, taking aim as the wyverns swoop ever closer toward the attack. However, should you wish to take shots at them, you'll easily be able to get arrows off before they near you.
Right. Yes, I am definitely going to take a shot at one of those riders.
Okay. The Stormwing Riders are armor class 16.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
13 plus 3 is 16.
Spot on. Okay. And damage?
Damage is 5.
Okay. The arrow clips his shoulder in the saddle. You can see a bright splash of blood. kind of winces, but his mount keeps on coming. Okay, Jadarian.
Okay, well, obviously I get a 3 shot as well. I wait until they're like quite close, and I'll just fire off a rapid trio of arrows. First 2 would be a 17 and a 21.
Sweet.
And that is a 12 and a 6. So that's 18 damage, and then the last one's a natural 20.
Sweet.
And that would be a 13 damage.
Okay.
All at the rider, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, the arrows. 1, 2, 3. With the third one, he slumps in his saddle. The wyvern gives a loud shriek, trained to attack. It's still coming, but the rider is quite clearly dead, slumped in the saddle. And then the immense beasts are upon you, swooping down, and you hear the snap, snap, snap of crossbow strings. Okay, Aldrich, one hits you solidly in the back for 9 points of damage.
Oh, bloody hell.
Natural 20. The impact almost knocks you clean out of your saddle. It just goes right through your armor as if the armor wasn't there. Jadarian, one whistles past your ear, thuds into the sand. And yeah, then the wyverns are upon the group, going low over the horses, clawing and biting as they hurtle past. God, another natural 20. I'm very, very sorry on that, but that's another 8 points of damage.
Jesus Christ.
Oh dear.
So I actually got 30.
Man.
Yeah, that would have killed most of the body already.
Yeah, that it took off more than half my.
Oh yeah, shut up. Stop complaining.
That is a pair of claws and a huge snapping bite just closes right next to your head. Hagen, no, miss. Exactly, thanks to your new cloak. You're sure the bite's going to kind of strike home, but it's almost as if some imperceptible force pushes the jaws away at the last possible moment. And Jadarian, a claw rakes you, and the bite closes around your shoulder. Ouch. And to your horror, you feel yourself being pulled out of the saddle and realize the ground is rapidly disappearing away from you as the wyvern lifts you aloft.
I was AC 18 there, just so you know.
Yeah.
By the sound of that, you got a lot higher.
Okay, that's 7 damage. Jadarian. Okay, at the same time now, Bellis and Shanta.
Just realised I was muted. Do you want to go first?
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say a wyvern counts as a creature, correct?
It totally does.
Okay, I'm going to use my sting cantrip. She's going to point at one of the wyverns and just go zzz, and she wants it to bind the she wants it to bind the creature, and it lasts a round if they fail a save.
A 4. That's a fail. Okay, do you say bind or blind?
Bind.
Okay, yep.
So I'm hoping it falls out the skies.
Yeah, the sting hits it, the thing's wings wrap under itself, and the wyvern loses its airborne state and crashes into the ground. Is this the one that's carrying Jadarian, or is it one of the others?
No, one of the others.
Okay. It rolls end over end, wings flapping around it, and then pulls itself up onto the sand, jaws hanging wide. Your group is kind of hurtling past it. None of you has broken stride, or your horses haven't, rather, as you're racing for the gullies. Bellis.
I create a phantasmal force to copy the group as it is, and then from there on slowly make the group look like it's veering off while we're actually continuing on.
Okay, and that requires concentration from you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. It'll confuse them for a few moments at least.
As soon as they make contact with the illusion, it will be gone.
Yeah. But nevertheless, the sand around you shimmers as if a mirage has come to life, and indeed, you see projected from Bellis's mind an image of the group moving and spreading off in a different direction. Smooth. Aldrich, you're bleeding quite a bit, actually.
Yes, I'm going to pull the loaded crossbow from the back of my saddle and shoot one of the wyverns as much as I can, which is just the once.
Go ahead.
Natural 20. Oh my god.
So that's 9 damage.
Hell yeah.
Yes. No.
Okay.
I try to aim for the wyvern itself.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The crossbow bolt buries itself up to the fletching in the wyvern's chest. It yowls in pain. And... oh. Abel.
Yeah, that's me. I've got my spell charge still, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
My chromatic orb, the orange one.
Mm-hmm.
So can I, as I'm riding away, just sort of let it loose behind me and
turn over your shoulder and
aim, sort of like look over my shoulder and kind of aim, but we're going for it. We're winging it.
Make an attack roll.
Yeah. D20.
Yeah. In your case, D20 plus 2.
Yeah.
Also, Mark, a quick aside. How far away is the gully from where we are now?
We'll be there next round.
Okay.
Your horses are going flat out.
Yeah.
It's an 18 plus 2.
18, nice. Okay, they're armor class 17, so that's a hit. All
Nice.
right, roll D8 for damage.
Okay. 7.
7, okay. And the wyvern is on fire.
Nice.
The chromatic orb breaks over its body, flames ripple down its length, and the various bardings and straps and the roll of 9, the rider 2, fails a saving throw, are all burning. You can hear rider and wyvern shrieking. You're not sure which sound is the worst, actually. Okay, new round. Those who win initiative over the wyverns will reach the cover of the gully before the wyverns and their riders get another attack in.
Oh no, that's so much pressure.
Are we re-rolling?
Plus
Yeah.
Rolling, yeah.
Yeah,
There we
okay.
go.
Yeah, roll.
Aldrich,
7.
Bellis,
3.
Shanta,
3.
Hagen,
5.
Jadarian,
8 again.
and Avel.
5.
Awful. Okay,
Oh,
Jadarian.
How far up in the sky am I?
At this point, you are 40 feet up in the sky.
Oh, not too high then.
Not too.
Yeah. What can I actually do? Am I just grappled or?
Yeah, you're grappled in the thing's mouth. You can make a CMB check to get loose, or and then you'll drop to the ground, or you can, I don't know, try and make it to the thing's saddle.
Stab it in
that's
the
thing I
eye.
was thinking of, yeah. So yeah, obviously I'll try and break free and get to the saddle then if I can.
Okay, give me a D20 roll for that.
Don't know what I need to beat, but 13 on a dice.
13,
I don't know what I need, but
14. Oh, 15, 16, 17. That's exactly what you need.
oh, wicked.
That's your high dex. Okay.
Good stuff.
Yeah. You essentially bend like a reed in the wind. Prise yourself out from between its jaws, loop your hands over the bridle, and swing up into the saddle, where the rider looks at you in considerable shock, not having expected an elf to appear in such close quarters.
Can I? Is that my
Sergeant
whole
Elf.
action? Yeah.
It is, yeah. He drops his crossbow and is scrabbling for his sword. Okay, Aldrich, you will reach the gully in, almost immediately.
Okay. How many wyverns are still in pursuit?
Still in pursuit, there are 2. One is grounded, one is on fire and otherwise occupied. And of the 2 in pursuit, Jadarian is on one of them.
Okay. And
Legless, you mean? Yeah.
the one, the one that's I guess the only one still really pursuing me.
Yeah.
If I see the gully ahead, is it too narrow for it to fly into it?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll continue into the gully.
Okay.
And as soon as I'm in, I dismount.
All right. You're off your horse in moments. It's within your move, so you can take an action as well if you want.
Is anybody of them following the illusions?
Carry on that, please.
I will turn around and fire my crossbow at the one still pursuing me.
Okay.
A 16. Where's my crossbow? There it is. That's 21.
Yeah, hit.
And this is a large creature?
Yes.
So that's 8 points of damage.
Okay. 2 solid blows straight into the thing's chest now, and it's starting to have second thoughts about pursuing you. Nicely done. Okay, that's everybody. Okay, Wyvern's on a 6. Okay, the illusion, momentarily at least, is distracting them. They're not sure where you've gone. They see figures racing across the sand, and then they break off in their pursuit, and they just swoop in that direction. Okay, Hagen and Avel.
Right.
You first.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll take another couple of shots with the bow. I can take 2, right?
Yeah.
Move. All right. Okay, that's a 12 plus 3 is 15 to hit.
The Wyverns are armor class 17. The Riders are 16.
Nah, okay, so that's a no. All right, let's try. And I will be shooting at a wyvern. And that's only an 8, so that's going to miss 2.
Okay, 2 shots go wide, and then your horse is thundering into the ravine. You see that Aldrich is already dismounted at the mouth of the ravine and has crossbow in hand. And Avel?
I can't use the chromatic orb again, can I?
You need to spend around casting it.
Okay. Well, I don't have any long-range weapons, so I'm just gonna ride into the canyon.
Ride for safety, Avel. You are in the
I've got my
cover of the
coconuts
canyon.
out, and I'm going.
Where did you find them? Bellis and
You'll
Shanta.
never know what's under his hat.
Shanta?
I will. Are there any more? So Jodarian's still up there, right?
Judarian is still up there. For the moment, the Wyverns have been distracted by the Phantasmal Force spell, and everybody looks like they're going to make the ravine in safety.
He has Featherfall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, if it meant the wings wrapped around the Wyvern when it was binded, I'm going to try and cast Sting on that one.
Okay.
And hopefully it will... And then get it to bind it, which will hopefully...
Isn't Sting like a bee sting?
It's essentially, yeah. You have to be 30 feet in range, but it can do any... It has like 6 different things it can do.
Nice.
Okay, well, at this point, 30 feet is out of range for you.
Ah, dang it. Okay, I'll cast it on a flying wyvern if there still is one, and just aim for the...
No, there's none of them within 30 foot of range. They've swept off chasing this illusory group.
I will just go straight into the...
Okay, clippity-cloppity into the safety of the ravine. You rush there. The rest of you gather, observing poor Judarian, currently aloft. The Wyverns are still pursuing the illusion. It'll only be that way for a moment or two because one of them is about to plunge claws into an illusory horseback. Yes?
I'll maneuver dirge my dapper pony towards where Aldrich is bleeding out and proceed to provide him with a cure light wounds.
Okay. Right, roll d8, please, for healing.
7.
7, okay. Aldrich, back up to 20 hit points. The touch of the Ghost Walker fills you with a pale, cold rush of energy. And you
Thank
literally see the wounds knit together. the claw marks becoming thin red lines along your tender flesh. But more importantly than that, Jadarian, you're struggling in the saddle with the wyvern rider. The beast is flapping its wings wildly around you. The wind is whipping through your face and ears. What are you doing?
So the rider can't attack me and the wyvern can't attack me, right?
The wyvern can't attack you. The rider will get his sword out this round and have a stab.
Okay, well,
for the time being, you have the advantage.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use one of my attacks with my bow to parry his, and then the other one is just gonna pull a kukri. I'm just gonna stick it in his gut.
Okay, go for it.
So that'll be my offhand, which will be 17 to hit.
Okay, so that's for your parry. Nice.
No, so the
kukri is the offhand. Okay,
yeah, I've got my first one would be. I'm guessing I have to use a perfect parry as my main attack. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So my offhand hit 17.
All right, that's a hit.
That's a hit. Yeah. So that is 1d6 plus 3, maximum damage, 9 damage.
Oh, sweet! Already injured, the kukri takes him right in the gut. Blood fountains out of his mouth, and he slumps forward in the saddle, leaning against you heavily. Dead. The wyvern is momentarily uncontrolled, flapping furiously down toward the sand below. The other wyvern riders, seeing what has happened, marshal their beasts and begin to bring them sweeping in toward you. What do you do? If anybody on the ground wishes to lend a hand, by the way, just speak up.
Can I try and control the wyvern?
Yeah, go ahead and make me a dexterity check, please, at -4.
Also, can I spend this round charging up another chromatic orb? Orange, please.
Yep.
I'm going to load my crossbow and wait.
Okay.
When the wyvern comes close to the ground, I will cast a magic missile.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Sorry, wait, Hagen?
I was saying I would knock an arrow too.
Okay, cool.
I'm guessing me jumping off, I wouldn't be able to cast a spell, so.
It depends what the spell is.
Featherfall.
Yes, you can. That's exactly what it's designed for.
Yeah, right, okay. I literally just roll off and speak the words Aniatha. And
you glide gracefully down toward the ground.
As soon as I see him plummet from the wyvern's back, I shoot the wyvern.
Okay. Is that all of you doing that?
Yeah, I'll
okay.
Off of it.
Shanta, roll me damage. That's automatic.
I think I missed.
Wyverns are armor class 17.
I missed.
I've got my
I got a modified 11.
Okay.
3 damage.
3. Okay.
Yeah, crossbows are not my main thing.
No, we can tell.
Pretty badly hurt now. Okay, but nevertheless, Jadarian, you're on the ground a moment later, with the wyverns kind of wheeling above you. Ahead, the open gully beckons you.
Yeah. I'll run for it if I can.
I beckon for him and say, "We'll cover you!"
I was going to say, am I able to send my horse after him?
To send what?
My horse out to him so he can...
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yes, sure. It's a trained horse.
I'll try and push the horse.
You slap the horse on its rump. It races out across the sand. Jadarian, presumably you do one of those awesome
Legolas
elven,
things, yeah.
Elven front mounting routines. The horse
so
wheels
don't make
around.
Me roll for it.
No, on its hind legs, and you're back toward the shadows of the canyon. A moment later.
That horse is going to get so many head pats.
Oh, sugar lumps.
Horse want cookie.
Not head pats. Yeah, okay, so we're in cover now, yeah?
Yes, you reach for cover.
Okay.
I'm going
to spell ready?
Yeah, your spell's ready. However, above you, you hear the cries of the wyverns, the shouts of the riders, those that are surviving, getting higher and higher.
Can I walk up to Aldrich and put a hand on his shoulder and do cure light wounds?
Yes.
And
just D8.
Are they? Is one of them still in range for me to shoot off my firebolt thing?
One of them actually is, yeah, one of the injured ones. So if you hit it, it should be quite interesting.
8.
All right, here we go. I hope it explodes. Ooh, 19.
19. That's a hit. This is the fire one. Roll D8.
D8. 7 again.
It had exactly 7 hit points left.
No way.
Yeah.
Explode.
It hits it, bursts the thing's chest clean open with an eruption of fire. The wyvern's wings fold behind it, and boom, 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 hits the sand, rolls over, and lies still. Its head lolling, tongue out in the dirt, blood pooling around it.
What about the rider?
He pulls himself from his saddle and starts running away from the ravine.
Oh, I'm going to shoot him.
Go on then.
How far away is he?
He's at medium range.
Can I have a pot shot at him as well?
Sure, medium range. Go for it.
I just rolled another natural 20.
Sweet.
I don't know how this die keeps doing that.
I rolled double
die.
3.
Double 3.
So that would be a 1. That would be a double 1 then, because it's -2. But that would be 8, 8, and 8.
And he's a medium size, right? So
Yeah, he's just a dude.
he take 5. No, it's maximum damage, isn't it? So that's 7 points of damage.
7. Okay, right. He kind of he's running. Gets up, keeps running with your arrow sticking out the back. One of the other wyverns swoops in and he pulls himself into the saddle. And the surviving assailants rapidly gain altitude. Injuries inflicted on both sides, but under the cover of the ravine, you are for the moment at least safe.
Shanta did a cure light on me.
Yeah, so you get 8 HP back. Jodarian,
8.
how
Nice.
are you injured? Are you badly injured?
I'm very injured. Yeah.
I'm almost back up to full now.
Can I cure
Jodarian's on 5. Yeah.
Can I cure Jodarian?
Yep.
Yeah.
Same again.
Aldrich's finally back up to 8 million hit points.
That's 4 HP back to
Thank you.
Jodarian.
Okay, it's 9, Jodarian.
And
I had no idea you could heal people,
I
Shanta.
didn't know either.
She kind of
You're full of surprises.
blushes, just kind of hides, runs off to her horse, and gives a little head pats. Good boy.
If they've flown off, Mark, I'm going to go out, collect arrows, and check the corpse.
So, is Jodarian still looks wounded or not?
Yeah, I'm only 3
He's a
away.
little injured. Yeah.
Huh?
He's a little injured.
I say I'm only 3 away, but then we haven't got a lot of hit points anyway. So yeah, I'm fine.
So I go over to him and start patting him with small little orisons.
Okay, so to bring him up to maximum, that's 3 of your orisons.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and Shanta, your healing spell. It comes across as just a normal sorcerer spell, or is there a celestial element to it as well?
This is my minor witchery, I believe. I think.
No, I think it's from your celestial bloodline.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it will be.
Okay.
It's so beautiful
Nice.
and celestial.
Yeah, I'll head out to the downed wyvern, Mark, and collect arrows.
Yeah.
Is there?
Wait, what?
Can I harvest this wyvern for meat or anything? Can you eat wyvern meat?
You can eat wyvern meat. Yeah, it's a bit gross, but
Oh, is it? Well, then I wouldn't. If I know it's not edible, then I won't. Yeah.
You could turn it into jerky.
you can turn it into jerky.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
Are there any specific parts of the wyvern which we could maybe use for spell components, or that's kind of
poison? These ain't got poison.
Yeah, these are
that's what I was about to ask. Is poison?
These are spire wyverns, so they don't have poison stingers.
Seeing everyone kind of
Thankfully.
contest.
Count your lucky stars about that. 'Cause I
Yeah.
don't want to be on the receiving end of one of those. So.
4 hit dice, not 7. So yeah.
People contesting about eating them. Chance is just, I'm just going to lean in. I did throw some of our rations away to try and feed them, so it might be a good idea to maybe eat something else.
I can make some jerky out of this meat. I have salt. We have meat here.
Oh,
We just need a
I
fire.
think I have something in my pack that could help. I have a glass bottle. You could keep it in that.
Yes, and we can also make it taste nice.
Yeah. I've got perfume as well, actually.
Oh, no.
That's
And a
exactly
mirror.
I don't want to eat perfume.
I'll use some.
It's not for eating.
I'll use some
For
magic.
being,
It'll taste
it's for being
delicious.
desirable. Not
Oh,
something you know about, Aldrich.
thank you.
Yeah, I'll go and check the body.
Are they see?
Yeah.
I guess it's Mordath.
They are. Yeah, you see the The emblems of Mordath on their armor. Very clear who these people are.
Oh, they surely are relentless.
Not surprising.
And not just relentless, they're actually very well equipped if you compare it to our house.
Yeah, they have the allegiance of one of the Crimson Vanguard or whatever they're called.
Yes.
Why don't we get wyverns?
I don't understand why they're attacking us when your father could have just ended it in that hall.
Well, he clearly appreciates his son.
I think they want what you have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, the eye.
And they want to stop us from doing what we're about to do to it. So
But then why lift Jadarian? None of them attacked me.
because he was shooting them.
People do tend to go for me if I do shoot them, yes.
Yes, it's a common occurrence.
It's a thing.
And I don't know about you, Avel, but if I never see another wyvern again, it'll be too soon.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly, Hagen. Trust
There's
me.
one. There's one right there.
I'm never going to sing a song about a wyvern again.
Anyway, let's mount up and see what we can.
I'm collecting arrows,
gotcha.
checking the body if there's any loot on him, and then going.
Yeah,
no, I mean, a small amount of silver pieces. 9 silver pieces you plucked from one of the riders, just personal change. They're not a.
Oh, I love silver pieces.
All right.
Thank you.
When Jadarian was taken off of his horse, did his horse follow us, or did it go?
No, it followed.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Well trained enough.
Okay.
These soldiers, were they carrying anything except for heavy crossbows and lances?
Short swords.
Short swords. Right, never mind. We'll just leave
Food,
them in the desert.
water, usual. Yeah.
We'll take their water.
Yes.
Nothing on the saddles or anything either.
Yeah, food and water we'll take with us.
Fair enough. All right, you thoroughly loot the wyvern of its provisions, and fairly soon I'm back aboard your horses and making your way through the ravine. However, you are only a double handful of yards away from the site of your battle when a voice calls out to you from the rocks above the ravine. They appear quite seemingly out of the rocks themselves. Skin of burgundy or gold or ash, charcoal, sea green, eyes like fire, embers, moonlight, pale crystal, heads adorned with frills or crests or horns.
I immediately knock an arrow.
Tieflings.
Does Chanter notice these people?
You recognize them immediately as your kinfolk. And their leader, if such he is, steps forward out on an outcropping of rock that leans out over the ravine, toying idly with a blade. Acquit yourselves quite well, don't you?
Yes, thank you. Hi.
Little children of Vallandor, far from home. He bows, his dusty desert coat flapping around his ankles. The name's Tarvo Fleet. You have the honor of my acquaintance. Have I the honor of yours?
Indeed.
Yes, of course. And she'll go and kind of bow almost, kind of curtsy a little bit.
So whom have I the pleasure of addressing?
I am Aldrich Vallandor.
My name's Chanter Flare. I'm from the Kalian Circle.
Flare, huh? Kalian Circle with Vallandor. And the rest of you? Wyvern's got your tongues. He jumps down off the rock. Speak up, then.
You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
I think I'm supposed to be the one asking questions, laddie. Although, I like your style.
It's mutual.
So?
I'm Jadarian.
Jadarian.
I'm not in the practice of announcing myself to strangers I meet in the wilderness.
Oh, well, you'll find no stranger than me, that's for sure.
Yeah, what he said.
Looks like you're going my way. And it's my job to see who's going my way. So let's loosen those lips a little.
Which way are you going? Maybe we could travel together?
You're not the smartest one in the bunch, are you, lassie?
I like to think I'm pretty smart.
Oh, well, perhaps it's just me then. As I said, I'm the one doing the questioning. So let's be having it. Vallandor and his flunkies going where and why? I'll have the men put the crossbows down in a minute. I mean, they're for show, purely.
We only seek the pleasure of the company of the Ghost Elves.
The Ghost Elves?
Yes.
I see. And are you also looking for the Silver Pixies? And
no, but we found you.
The Cheese Gnomes.
They have those?
No, Chanta. No.
Oh, bless her. What would you be wanting with the Ghost Elves, Lord Aldrich Vallandor?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you if you tell your men to lower your crossbows, and we can have an amicable chat over some food and wine, perhaps.
Not accept food from these people.
Well, we can bring our own.
Yeah, we've got rations.
I tend
Fair
not
enough.
to converse so pleasantly when I'm threatened, so let's all lower our weapons, shall we?
Crossbows go down. I like your style, Lord Vallandor. So I'm going to offer you an invitation to a meal with me and some friends of mine.
Very well.
You seem like an honest sort, and willing to be more honest still.
I try to be.
I like your style too.
Right. Where to then? Where is this meal you speak of?
Well, follow me, and I'll show you the way.
How many are there of them, Mark?
There's him, and you count about a dozen more on the ridge.
Do you want to know anything about this group?
Well, legend has it that there are tiefling refugees all throughout the wastelands of what once was Kashagari.
And this is their gulch, or what?
Could be.
Aldrich, before you go...
Yes? Well, you're coming with me.
We're all going to have
We're
lunch.
all going.
Oh, yes, everybody's invited. I will not hear otherwise.
Oh, okay. Well, could I talk to you quickly?
Sure.
You want to have a secret private discussion that I can't hear, and they'd like me to go and stand just over there behind my rock, would you?
You got it.
I wasn't going to ask you to leave. I was going to leave.
Oh, well, that's completely different then. I'll just stand here while you two go and have your wee conflab.
Thank you. And she'll just go off to Aldrich.
I interpose myself between.
Bellis slides into view. I believe I haven't introduced myself yet.
Oh my god.
Blessings of the Mother be upon you. And I have a little moment where I pet my skull.
Hello there.
How about that lunch?
I have a nice bowl of warm milk for you, madam, if you'd like it.
Oh yes, purr.
Well, we know all about how best to treat whites. Don't you worry.
Lead the way, kind Mr. Fleet.
Yes. Lads, let's show them some proper Kashagadi hospitality, shall we? And Lord Vallandor and his clever little friend will follow along shortly.
What do you want to tell me?
So I used to live in the Kashgari Desert, and you remember when we first met, and you met Taska, and she was kind of, she saw you're from Vallandor, and she was kind of a little bit hesitant to help because of the whole Crusade of Tears and things. If he knows you're from Vallandor, how do you know that these people are gonna be so forgiving?
It's very simple. If they're not forgiving, we'll kill them.
We don't know how many there are.
They don't know me.
Swoon. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
She kind of goes like red in the face and then just goes, I like your style. And then kind of turns around to keep walking.
Aldrich is just really puzzled right now.
Aldrich oblivious.
Yes. He returns to hang out with...
Catch up with
the
the
others.
others.
Yeah.
Okay. The little outpost has seen better days, corroded by time and desert winds, and doubtless one too many conflicts. It sits on an outcropping deep within the badlands of canyons, overlooking the maze of gorges through which Tarvo Fleet and his small band of tieflings lead you on a winding path. Until eventually you come up a crisscrossing, hairpinning pathway to see the small, tumble-down tower ahead of you.
How quaint.
As we make our way, Chanta's kind of making notes about where they went, so she knows the way back.
Okay. Avel, you're sure you've heard a song about this place?
Most definitely.
And already a name springs to mind. Whitethorn. One of the old tiefling citadels. The Kellian Circle made their home at Highthorn in the mountains. But Whitethorn in the desert hasn't fared as well. But yet, the location, its appearance, you're sure this is the same place. And it's home to a sizable number of tieflings. A couple hundred at least. In small hovels leading up to the tower, some leaning out from the tower battlements looking down at you, others emerging from the hallways and doorways to get a closer look at these blood and sand-stained travelers who've been brought by Tarver Fleet to their door. I have a fine catch, Tarver says. They didn't even put up a fight to come this far. My lords, ladies, and gentlemen, may I present to you honored guests from House Vallandor. There is a low, and in some places not so low, murmur of dissent and threat that ripples through the assembled tieflings at the utterance of that name. For as Shanta quite correctly pointed out, it is not a beloved name here.
Shouldn't have come.
We need to make a break for it as soon as possible. I don't think they intend to let us back out of here alive.
I agree.
Hold steady, everybody.
Aldrich, this is gonna end up with us dead.
Chanta's gonna pick up the necklace she got off Zura with the Kaelian circle kind of emblem on it.
Yeah.
And she'll kind of hold it up.
As soon as some people see it, even before you can speak, there's a number of them kind of nod, touch their foreheads, and you hear the name Ahman Ebord kind of fluttering through the crowd as butterflies from lip to lip. A moment or so later, the crowd parts. And Tarvo, seeing the newcomer, lowers his head, buttons his lip, and puts his hands in his coat pockets and steps respectfully back. The saying goes, there's no such thing as an old tiefling. They tend not to live that long. But the newcomer does his best to prove the saying wrong. Leaning on a gnarled staff, he comes to a halt, and his position of authority is plain as the gaggle of interested onlookers forms a rough semicircle around him. His eyes are pale, almost to be blind, horn stud, forehead, and chin. And he regards you all with unseeing eyes. Vallandor. Who of Vallandor is so brave or so foolish as to dare the ruined fortress of Whitethorn? Did your family not topple enough stones from these walls that you return to look upon their handiwork? Dismount from your horses. Fleet,
Aldrich,
see these animals stabled. Do you guys dismount?
Yeah.
I dismount.
I
Yeah.
do, but I keep a tight grip on my horse's bridle.
Okay.
Don't want them to go.
Yep, I dismount.
Well, Fleet and his band of scouts, unless you guys are going to put up a fight, prise the bridles out of your hands and lead the horses over, tether them against a low railing that's outside of small stables where several other hardy desert mounts are currently resting.
I'm going to go ahead and try and make sure that my dagger is well hidden on my person.
Okay. Yeah, okay. It disappears up a sleeve or down a sock or other places less easily discernible that we shall not mention. But you're fairly happy that it's concealed.
Is that a sword, or are you just pleased to see me?
Take your pick.
You've been courteous enough to allow Master Tarvo Fleet to escort you here to Whitethorn. Come. Let us break bread and drink water together, and we can find out what makes you so brave or so foolish.
I grab the wineskin on my horse before it's led off.
Okay.
And as I approach the man, this elderly figure, I offer him the wineskin for our meal together.
Why, thank you. He takes it and loops it over one hand, and leaning clunk, clunk, on the staff, leads the way back into the main body of Whitethorn Tower.
This man is blind, right?
He looks it.
Okay. He doesn't behave like it, though. Okay.
There's a couple of fairly burly-looking tiefling guards stationed by the door. But other than that, it's you and the man alone in a round sandstone chamber. Orange afternoon desert light filtering in dusty sunbeams. A faded and frayed burgundy carpet on the floor. Low cushions around the walls. No chairs. The table this high off the ground. Which you can see is a bowl with dates and cool water and fresh fruit. You can literally hear his bones creaking as he settles himself down, cross-legged. Lays the staff across his lap and gestures toward the table. Produces a handful of really small glasses and decants your wine into it. Shares the glasses out and raises a cup, drinks, offers fruit and bread, eats.
I leave my ranseur by the door, just leaning against the wall in a gesture of good faith.
Chancer won't eat or drink anything, but she will raise the glass and kind of make it look like she's sort of, but not.
Yeah, Aval won't drink until the tiefling drinks.
Yeah, well, he's the first.
Yeah.
This is the wine I brought, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take a seat and eat and drink.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Thank you for your courtesy. Why are you here?
We are on our way to the lands of the Ghost Elves.
Why do you seek the dead forest?
I will leave that up to my companion Shanta to explain.
Shanta, one of our people. And yet you ride with Vallandor.
I'm actually from the Kalian Circle.
Kalian Circle is no more.
No. To my knowledge, I'm the only last remaining from it. But
Humans. This lot destroyed it.
no, they saved me. It was another noble house that took its...
Oh, yes, humans in their houses, always claiming they're all different from each other. That's right. Go on, then.
I can vouch for these. They saved me and have treated me very kindly. But we are going to the forest
to find my mother.
to find Jadarian's mother.
Really? But you are not a ghost elf, are you? Why do you think your mother would be found there?
It was reported that she went to visit them for wisdom.
The ghost elves are said to be wise, secrets from a previous cycle of the world. And you brought all your friends with you. A tiefling, a moonwhite, 2 humans, and a half-elf, if I'm not much mistaken.
Yes.
That's right.
Not as blind as you were trying to let us on about.
Honesty is in short supply today. Why did Mordath send the Stormwings after you?
Mordath Vallandor? Does that really need explanation?
As you wish.
They came to Vallandor. Mordath's daughter picked a fight, and Mordath lost his daughter. So naturally, they're upset.
I see. All right, have it your way.
Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what you're going to do. Enjoy my wine, your wine, the water, the fruit, the bread. I'm going to confer with the elders of Whitethorn. And we're going to have a little discussion about you and about House Vallandor.
I'm sorry, sir, I didn't get your name.
My name, Valto Cray. Names matter, don't they? Vallandor matters a great deal here.
Technically, I mean, they're not the same as they once were.
No, I'm sure they're not. But they're still living on who they were. They're still enjoying the fact that they've got a nice big castle and are lords of all the Southlands.
I wouldn't have said it was nice.
Aye, but I don't see them giving it up anytime soon.
Sorry, Aldrich. But the place is a shithole.
Is that what you want? You want them to give you their castle?
I'll tell you what.
Let them discuss amongst each other first. We'll see what they come up with.
Just quickly, because I didn't say my name, he doesn't know that I'm part of House Vallandor, does he?
He doesn't know.
Right, good. Keep it that way.
So...
He stands slowly.
I stand as well.
Leaning on the staff.
I offer him a hand.
He takes it gratefully. Thank you, my boy.
I am not like my father. Change is coming to Vallandor. And to these lands.
And many of those who died in the Crusade of Tears did not follow demons.
I am aware of that.
I appreciate the sentiment, if not the reality.
I think the way forward is going to be through cooperation and building new bonds, not through resentment and old tears. Let's just say that House Vallandor is big, and there is room for more than just men.
Valto nods and turns and shuffles his way slowly out of the small chamber. The burly tiefling guards on the door take a step closer to each other. A symbolic barrier, but a barrier all the same. Leaving you, for the time being at least, to yourselves.
We can't trust whatever decision they'll come to. We need to start planning our escape.
I think that... Should we just tell them about the eye?
I think that would be a most unwise idea, my dear.
Absolutely
They're not to be trusted. We need to get out of here. That's the best option for us right now. Well...
I think you underestimate what they can offer us.
And what is that?
Strength. These people have been living out in the desert. They know it better than anybody. Besides, House Vallandor could use allies right now.
No, I understand that this is your need, but will they look past transgressions, do you think?
They hate us.
They hate the past.
And...
Don't forget, the Crusade of Tears was before we were born.
Well, I wish you good luck and hope that your talking head fits today, because you'll be needing it.
Look, Aldrich, I understand how you feel about tieflings, but I don't think we should trust them.
And that is your good right.
When we went to Fort Vallandor, I was seen as untrustworthy and not treated as well as the others. And I think that if you show them the same hospitality that you showed me, that maybe this could become something. But if we escape, there's many of them, and I think that it would just add another enemy to the list.
They have been raised with nothing but mistrust. But that's never going to end if one of us doesn't offer a peace branch.
I agree.
Is what they offer us worth the risk?
I believe so.
Then I am as always loyal to you.
And I am always heeding of your warnings. Hey.
There's a commotion at the door, and you can hear somebody, it sounds like a woman's voice, saying, "Stand aside. I want to see him. I want to look upon him with my own eyes." The two guards respond, a kind of "Stand aside, or we'll have words and more."
Just a minute, then.
The guards indeed step aside. And a tiefling woman strides into the room.
Oh, you're so dead.
She pretty.
She walks up to Aldrich. Aldrich looks you in the face and then slaps you across your cheek.
Who is this woman?
Oh.
Who are you?
Your past is finally coming back to haunt you.
Hagen sits up, kind of interested, maybe a little amused.
Hold on.
Wait, do I know this person as well?
Sorry, just writing a note.
I think I know what this is, but I could be so wrong.
You dare show your face here.
Hello, Alia. Yes, I do.
Oh dear.
I was hoping to find answers.
Hoping to find answers? You come here with questions? You should be on your knees begging forgiveness for what you did.
What did I do?
What did you do? You took away the only thing that mattered to me. And where is she now?
I don't know. I know
you
she
don't know.
I
Yeah,
know she-
we both
I
know
she-
what happened.
I know she died. But I don't know how or by whose hand.
You're a liar.
I'm not lying.
You were a liar then when you filled her head with pretty promises, and you're a liar now, Aldrich. I know who's looking for you. Their wyverns were here a day before you arrived, asking. And I know what she is carrying. And her finger jabs out towards Shanta. So I'm going to go and I'm going to have a word with the circle of elders. And if I have my way, your head will be on a pike before the sun sets. She spits that much water for your life, and not a drop more. And for a moment,
wait.
She turns and glares at the rest of the group. I hope you know who you've chosen for your companion.
We do. You can call him a lot, but he's not a liar.
The day I believe in Moonwhite is the day I learned to count the suns in the sky.
Then use your magics to tell if I'm lying to you.
Miss,
Have one of your sorcerers look at my head.
I can vouch for him.
Why would I lie about somebody that I loved?
Oh, but you've replaced her soon enough with another one of your little floozies who'll vouch for you, have you?
Who?
Alia,
Her?
that's enough.
She's a little girl.
So was Satha. And at the utterance of her name, Alia's voice breaks, and she turns and storms from the room before you're able to see the tears
Wait.
that follow.
Aldrich punches a wall.
Okay, a bit breaks off.
Who is Sappho?
Aldrich.
That was a bit of worrying news.
Avel sort of goes over to Aldrich. He's like, "Are you all right?"
Yeah, I'm fine.
I suppose this is a bad time to tell you.
I owe you an explanation.
No, I know. I know about Sappho. And I know
You
what
do?
she was to you, yes.
Oh.
Bellis looks confounded. For once, she does not know what this is about.
This is brother time, okay?
Boy talk.
Jadarin don't really care. He's in a trance and meditating.
Did she say that she knows what we're carrying?
Exactly.
She did.
Chanta kind of snaps out of it and goes up to the door.
You picked up on that, right?
Yes, I did.
She'll knock on the door to where the guards are outside.
One of them, kind of looks over his shoulder. What do you want?
Could you bring over Volto Cray, please? He was here a minute ago. I just need to speak with him.
He's talking to the elders.
I think it might be important, I say, backing her up.
Really important.
It might affect whether our heads are on pikes, you see.
Don't want that.
Very well. I'll see if he mutters something under his breath and stomps off. The other guard doesn't even look at you. He's with you within less than 5 minutes. You hear the rat shuffle of his feet and staff as he comes across the courtyard. The sun is indeed now setting, an umber glow on the horizon, nothing more. Stars the like of which you only see in the deep desert are budding in the sky above. Something important, I hear,
Yes.
he says.
So we've had a lot of trouble over the past few days regarding something. So I was foolishly hesitant to inform you, but I've decided it's right for you to know.
As I said, honesty has been in short supply here.
Nothing we've said so far has been a lie. We are heading to see the Ghost Elves to find Jadarin's mother, but we are also going in that way for another reason as well.
Go on then. Tell me what you have to say.
I have the Eye of Kalax. It was why I think the Kalian Circle was under attack. These guys have helped me protect it. And keep it
Please
safe.
tell me you're not just carrying it in that box around your neck. I see.
It's in holy water, and it's in a jar, and it's okay.
We've taken every precaution that we know of.
And this is why House Mordath was after us.
They want it for other reasons.
Well, actually, they wanted to join the other eye that they have.
There's another eye?
Yes.
They have another one?
Yes.
There are 6. One was here at Whitethorn, but it's been taken elsewhere.
By whom, as we're being honest?
I sent it away into the deep desert. Fleet took it. I made him promise not to tell me where he put it. And if anyone can get a straight answer out of Tarvo Fleet, well, they're a better man than I am.
Considering that they're sending wyverns around the desert just to hunt down one, aren't you worried that they might find this one?
Now that I know it's here, I'm very worried.
Well, let us be on our way then.
Well, we've just had a visit, me and the other elders, from Alia Keel.
Yes, I was hoping to get her to come back, but she wasn't listening.
She's made some very unpleasant allegations that you seduced her sister and got her killed.
I loved her sister. The seduction was mostly on her part, to be honest. We had to keep our affair a secret.
Because of the prejudices of your house.
Yes.
She says that the curse of Vallandor has followed you here. She says when House Mordath come looking for you, as they undoubtedly will, that we should just hand you over.
I understand her anger, for I am equally angry at the death of her sister.
How did she die?
I don't know. I was hoping to find out more here.
How did you find out about her death? It's a painful memory for you, I understand. But the name Vallandor carries very little weight here.
I know. I heard a rumor, that's all. And when I couldn't find her anymore, and she vanished, I assumed the worst. I've been seeking answers ever since.
So you never saw her body?
No.
How do you know she's even dead?
I hadn't considered that.
You must place great stock in these rumors.
I found a bracelet of hers.
Someone you trust told you she was dead, did they? Family?
Yeah.
Who?
It's my mother, I believe.
Your mother.
Yeah, now that I'm saying it out loud, it all sounds a little bit...
I've heard many things about Isolde of Vallandor. Many things.
Yeah.
One thing I notice here is your companions are very quiet. They place great faith in you. They would vouch for you, I think. He looks toward the rest of you. Is that true?
He's a good man.
It is.
I wouldn't be standing here if he wasn't.
I would trust him.
Neither
with
would
my
I.
life.
Aldrich looks around, lump in his throat.
His father was an ass, but he's a good man.
His father was a bastard.
Actually, I think she means that metaphorically, not literally.
You're talking about Talric Vallandor.
Yes.
That's the one.
He was a complete and total bastard.
I did call him that and he didn't like it.
He doesn't have a sense of humor.
My estimation of you has gone up considerably, young lady.
Yes, she did.
Here's what I think we should do. And his next words are interrupted by a piercing that echoes from the walls of the keep.
Oh, you have your own wyverns.
The sound of wings flapping. A shadow passes before the setting sun. He turns his head. Oh. I think your friends have probably arrived.
Oh.
Bugs
Wow.
Box.
Isn't that just dandy?
Are they here to talk?
Would
Or
you
have
like
you-
me to find out?
Aldrich,
They don't know
be
we're here.
stupid.
They don't know we're here, do they?
They don't know you're here, no.
You better.
Well, then I would make you a request.
What's that?
Tell them you haven't seen us.
And hide our horses while doing it.
I will. Stay here.
Thank you.
His monotone is brilliant.
This gets worse and worse.
I suppose this would be a bad time to tell you guys that I've written some poetry.
Shanta kind of sits in a corner and wraps herself with the blanket.
Aldrich, there's one about you. Maybe it will cheer you up.
By all
Just
means,
seeing
Avril,
Alia.
perhaps you'll win the tieflings over with your poetry.
No, I think this is really going to work for us, guys, you know? It'll be really good.
Can you wait until at least we've listened into what they're saying?
Oh, no, yeah. Don't mind me. You know, it's fine. It's not like I spent hours on this. Or
as
anything.
much as I
Or I
appreciate
lost
your
sleep or,
creative input at
you know,
this hour of
cried
our
about
need.
it or anything. It's not...
It's
no
good.
problem.
It's good. You know, I appreciate the back and forth.
No, yeah, I get it, but...
But
Children.
The wyvern lands on the outer wall of the compound outside. You can feel it through your feet, the creak of its wings. The sun setting casts the beast into silhouette. Its rider, tall, athletic, a traveling cloak thrown around her. But you'd know her voice anywhere. In the name of House Mordath.
and my father, Ruthic. I request an audience with the master of this place. Enemies of our house have come this way, and we want to be sure you're not giving them shelter.
Is she good?
So,
There's
Lord,
no
I'll-
mistaking
Does she
Saltara's
need
voice.
some water?
It sounds as if someone's cut her throat and stabbed her in the chest.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Which, to be fair, they did.
So next time you come with this babble about honorly behavior, you can stick it up your ass.
I hate when they don't stay dead.
I looked at Bellis. It's like,
Mordath doesn't play fair. You saw the man striding in. You saw it. He won't play fair.
I'm
trying to listen.
Valto is giving her some story about our scouts picked them up after a encounter with some wyverns earlier on. But we sent them down the ravines and on toward the dead forest. There are no men from Vallandor here. Lies! Alia comes stamping down the steps. He's lying! And she points one quivering hand straight toward the tower where you are. He is giving them shelter this very moment. Valto just...
Oh dear. Can we kill her? That's on our list of things to do, right?
She's just an angry mother.
Not a
Sister.
mother,
Or
sister.
sister. Well,
Saltara still in silhouette. You can just see her head cock.
Is that so? Thank you.
And she turns and with 3 rapid steps mounts her wyvern, leans forward, and the thing takes to the air, circles off. You can hear it giving out a high-pitched cry, and over the sound of the cry comes a horn blasting 3 times, high and clear, in the airs above Whitethorn. 3 means White Walkers, yeah. Also, it means other wyverns come. But
Oh, okay.
So I imagine, do we hear that whole conversation?
the bits of it that weren't obscured by an argument about poetry, yes.
Okay.
It's an intellectual discussion, I'll have you know.
Grant is still just wrapped in her blanket. The only things you can see poking out are just her horns.
Okay.
Crouched in a corner.
Valto starts shuffling back towards you. Tara Fleet seemingly just appears out of the shadows on the just outside the doorway and comes in. Well, that's fucked things up right and proper, hasn't it?
I think she just signed your death warrants. You realize that they killed the circle. They're going to kill you now.
They're not gonna care whether or not you're Vallandor.
No?
You're gonna die tonight.
This woman...
Well, you know, don't count me as someone you can point the finger at for this. I'd soon as well not fucking be here. But,
Oh no, sweetheart. You were the one that took us from the good old canyon down to your little humble abode here.
well, technically speaking, yes, I did. But, you know, I mean, Mr. Noble Tallywacky here, you know, I mean, let's not keep all the blame out of his pants, shall we? But anyway, I've not come here to argue about who put their rancer where and who shouldn't have put it anywhere else.
You've got to tell us where the other eye is, haven't you?
You're starting to babble.
We need to know where you hid the other eye.
I'm not telling you anything of the sort. However,
Oh, but you know where the eye is.
you know, Knowledge is a very strange thing. It's something that comes and goes like the desert wind.
All right, what do you want for it?
Look, we can just wait for House Mordath to come by, kill him, and I will question his dead body.
Oh, fair enough.
Blessings of the Mother be upon you.
You know what? Fine.
I was hoping, and by now his superior has, Valto has joined you in the chamber. I was hoping with Valto's permission here, I'd be able to show you a rapid route out of Whitethorn. Unless you want to stand your ground against your croaky friend there when she returns.
I would expect you guys for us to help you. Because they're going to return and they're going to kill everybody here.
I hate to agree. They don't really have much mercy.
Well, that's the other thing. We're not going to be here.
Okay.
How so?
Good.
They're going to make themselves scarce. It's
Do you not think that we learned long, long ago how to disappear into the desert and the rocks and the canyons when you arrogant, sword-wielding, tin-suited bastards came riding down from the north?
Listen, only one of those words apply to me, and it's not tin.
It's Gucci.
As I said, I like your style. So you're more than welcome to stand and fight. And he gestures over his shoulder, and already you can see a bustle of activity in the courtyard.
Let's run.
Lead on.
Sure.
We should, but I do want to say, I think it would be a wise decision for you to tell us where the other eye is. We're going to...
Why is that?
We're going to destroy them. They're going to be used for war. If they get their hands on this eye, there's not much hope.
Destroy them. They're one of the few advantages that we have.
You won't have them long.
You know who Kalax is, don't you?
Of course I do, but they killed everyone in the Kalian Circle bar myself. You don't think they'll be able to find an eye?
I really don't.
Then you're less intelligent than I am. And she'll go to head out.
He actually looks offended at this. Well, I never. In that case, intelligent or no, follow me.
They'll just ask your dead body.
They'll have to catch me first.
Is he in arm's reach?
He is.
Can I just touch his
Oh yes, very funny. Yes, very clever. Yes, aren't you? Just the wit.
You said I'm clever. Maybe.
Well, that you are, darling.
I'm gonna grab the Ranceur and follow him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
I'm following Aldrich.
Yeah, same.
I'll bring up the rear.
Let's get our horses, right?
I'm assuming they're taking the horses and stuff like that, yeah?
Yeah.
You can use your horses, Balto says. There is an old way down to a canyon pass at the back of Hawthorne that leads you down by a secret road to the cliff face above the dead forest. I am deeply, deeply sorry that our encounter has been under such malign clouds of misunderstanding and misplaced vengeance.
It is understandable.
Ali Akil's heart was broken years ago. And it might well be for no reason.
If you say that she might not be dead, then we must make it our priority to find her and mend these wounds.
I think he knows something.
I think you need to be out of here.
Yes.
There's another trio of horn blasts.
Okay.
And a roar and an answering roar. He turns and hobbles to the courtyard places his staff on the ground and draws a circle with it. And where the tip of the wood touches stone, a hissing green line of flame erupts. The center of the circle ripples like water beneath the wind and shows upland forests. And some with belongings huddled under their arms, others with babies, others bearing nothing but the clothes on their back and the shoes upon their feet. The tieflings of Highthorn start making their way as rapidly as they can toward his portal. Fleet heads toward the far side of the courtyard and heaves open what at first looks like a barn door. Inside you can see some kind of storage house with a ramp at the back, perhaps for bringing in supplies from a lower level. This way, come on. This way, unless you want to go spend the rest of your life living in a secret tiefling outpost in the uplands.
It might be safer.
Yeah, let's go.
There's another roar. And even as you head with your tiefling guide across the courtyard, you can see a trio of wyverns coming in on the attack. You know they're going to reach the courtyard well before the majority of the tieflings are through.
Right then.
I'll knock an arrow.
I reckon we're gonna protect them as they're going through the portal and then make haste and go.
Yes.
Okay.
I
I would like to inspire everyone.
With poetry.
With poetry. You know it. It's time for Aval Rin and his fantastic poetry. Okay, here we go. Everyone, I know wyverns are coming and everything, but I'm going to inspire you now. You're going to feel renewed vigor. Okay. There was once a spy master named Hagen. He would seek the darkness to hide in. His voice was low. He would slay any foe, and most certainly would not drop his bow. Thank you.
I feel strangely inspired by that. You've done it.
You're inspired to stab Aval.
I have another one. Do you want to hear it?
Do we get double inspiration?
Wyverns coming for us.
Okay, you're right. Sorry. All right. Another time. Okay. Let's go.
Okay. Wherever the strange energy comes from, poetic inspiration, misplaced frustration, artistic despair, it's hard to tell. But at any rate, for the next 3 rounds, you roll a +1 to hit.
Oh, nice.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
The people's poet.
We just don't know it.
Yeah, exactly. We really just don't know it.
I'm a poet, and I didn't even realize I was rhyming those words.
Right.
All right, Inish, please.
Come on.
I've rolled 6 every single time for these wyverns.
I've rolled 5 every single time.
Don't brag. Don't brag. I got a 5.
Aldrich.
8.
I can't draw 8s. I never have been able to. Bellis.
8.
What?
Sorry, I'm oversharing. I realise. Shanta. 4. Is that okay. Hagen.
5.
Jadarian.
8 as well.
God damn it. Aval.
3 8s in a row.
5.
And a 5.
I want to see your 8s now.
You really don't.
Yeah, you don't.
Aldrich, Bellis, and Jadarian. Actually, Jadarian, expert archer, you get a free shot right at the start.
Yep, which I'll fire off straight away. How close are they?
They're currently at long range.
A long range, that's
Two of them, right?
-5.
3 of them, yeah.
3 of them.
So I got an 18 on a dice,
you can see more
24.
behind, but these 3 are in the first wave.
How many feet away are they?
They are 300 feet away.
Okay.
So I got 26, but -5, 21.
21, okay, they're armor class 17.
I think that might have hit then.
Yeah.
It's only 5 damage as I'm long range. Excuse me.
Okay. Range doesn't affect the damage.
Nope. Yeah, but obviously I get an extra +2 damage if it's within 30.
Of course, yes. Five damage, you said.
5 damage, yeah.
Okay. You're not entirely sure whether it's struck home, but you, with your elven eyes, see a bright splash of blood illuminated by the setting sun. You are confident it's been a successful injury. Okay, Aldrich and Bellis.
I've still got my full range.
And you've still got your regular shots as well, yeah.
Seeing as I'm firing a crossbow, it's probably Bellis first.
Okay. the swooping the swooping creatures see a shadow fall over their heads, and they see that they're being chased by a dragon.
Okay. Nice. All right.
That's the only thing I have which is in range.
Yeah.
So they're long range, yeah?
Yeah.
They're at long range at the moment, yeah. Okay. The shadow falls across the wyverns. It's enough to cause two of them to veer sideways, heads looking around for the source of the shadow.
And by time.
The other one, either oblivious or determined, streaks forward. And you see now Cloak riffling out behind her. It is indeed your fine old friend.
Salty bitch.
Salty bitch.
Out of curiosity,
Yay!
she doesn't have that sword anymore, does she?
She doesn't.
No, it's mine now.
She doesn't have that sword. I should
wave
have
Or her
it,
armor.
I wave it in the air. I wave it in the air. I'm like, ah.
In fact,
I'm wearing-
yes,
You thought.
everything in that picture is different apart from her face, to be honest. Yes.
She's got a strange line across the middle of her face too.
Yeah, where I cut her head off.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. She has a huge scar right across her head there.
Wow. I wonder
Aldrich is
that.
going to shoot her before she gets to us.
Okay, go for it.
What range is she at?
She's at long range still.
Okay.
Shoot her in the head.
Shoot her with a 3. No.
Okay.
You had
All
one.
right, and
I had one job.
Jadarian, you've got your other two shots.
Yeah, fire another 2 shots. 15 and a 13, but it's -5, isn't it? So, hang on. So I've got +8 to hit. It's 23. So it'll be 18.
His armor class 22.
Remember, you get a plus on the.
Yeah, I've added that.
Okay,
But we're -5 to hit at that range, and I'd have to get a 20 to get
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Okay. That's Avel next. Avel and Hagen.
Okay. Can I charge up my last spell for the day?
Yes.
The firebolt one.
The fireball one is
It's
it?
called, yeah.
The orange one. Chromatic orb. Yeah. Okay.
Mark,
Right. Roll to
question.
hit. Yes.
I mean, obviously, long range for them is different to my long range.
Yeah. She's to begin with. She was at 300 yards.
Yeah.
And is closing rapidly. She'll be within striking range by the end of the round.
So when I shot, what was she at?
By then, she was at medium.
Oh, 21 would
That's
have hit
minus
then.
2. So the 21. Okay, so you roll damage for that.
So I would have hit twice then.
Avel, make an attack roll, please.
6,
8.
12.
No. Your
8.
last remaining chromatic orb disappears into the sunset.
18 damage, Mark. Sorry.
Oh wait,
18.
do you mean D20? I thought
Yeah,
you
to
were
hit.
saying damage. Oh,
No.
rolled the wrong one. 19. Without any pluses.
19. That's actually a hit.
Oh, okay. So now damage?
Yep.
Okay. 5.
5 damage, and you did how much to Darian?
I did 18.
Whoa. She takes a chromatic orb and 2 arrows, bites down against the pane, and keeps coming. Jadarian, you're not entirely sure the arrows have actually pierced through her armor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, make me an intelligence check.
19 on a dice.
Too bad.
That's bad then, isn't it? Oh,
That's bad.
Yeah.
It's like blackjack. High as you can, but not too high.
oh God, I could. My intelligence is really high. I could have just done that easy, but he had 19 on the dice.
Yeah.
It's the heat of battle.
It's the heat of battle. There's something going on. Don't know what it is.
Shoot more arrows.
You're thinking about the poetry.
At the last minute, before getting into close range, and kind of leans back in her saddle and hurls a spear straight down towards Shanta.
It's not very friendly.
That's not very fair at all, no. 4, 11, 12. That's exactly a hit.
Oops.
12. Just imagine if you had that cloak, that might have been alright.
This is not good.
5, 6 damage, Shanta.
Okay.
The spear punches right through your thigh, pins you to the ground. The metal is right through your leg, quite literally pinned in place by 4 foot of polished steel. The wyvern banks around on a wing and begins looping around to come back. She's clearly here for one thing and one thing only.
Yeah.
Okay, and
So Shanta's pinned at the moment.
she is. And it's Shanta is the only one still to act.
What about Hagen?
Did I miss you there,
Yeah.
Hagen? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I didn't do anything yet.
No, go ahead.
Actually, is there any sort of cover or anything that I could use to?
Yeah, I'll pull up the picture of the fortress again. There's a low wall around the outside of the courtyard.
All right.
And there you go.
Although I don't imagine I could backstab a wyvern. That's right.
You'd have to be on its back.
if you get up onto one of the surrounding walls and you're sufficiently covered, and the thing comes back, yeah,
You know what? I'm going to try and set myself up for that.
that's what we have dice for. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Move silently and hide in shadows. And okay. Hagen Quell vanishes from sight. As the sunset deepens, the shadows lengthen.
I swear he was just here. I swear. Guys, I swear.
Where's
half of
Hagen
the
when you
assassin
need
is
him?
Where?
It's always running away from battle.
Damn it, that man.
Shanta, other than bleeding, what are you doing?
Am I able to get this javelin off? Like, can I get it out of me?
Yes.
And then, okay, and then I'm going to, because she obviously recognized me, so she's going to put her hand on her face, and focus on just a random peasant that she's seen before, and just change her appearance and try her best to just take cover somewhere.
Okay. You mask your appearance, appearing nondescript, and then duck for cover.
She
Nice
has
one.
the most plain, basic face anyone could ever think of. That's what she looks like now.
Okay, initiative, please.
Five.
Time.
7.
Okay, so Saltara has pulled her wyvern up. It ascends out of sight, or should I say, out of range. But at the same time, the two that were momentarily distracted by the dragon shadow and a further group of 3 more are descending from all sides. After the couple of rounds of defense that you provided, the tieflings are flooding through the portal. But you estimate you need to hold off the attackers for another couple of rounds before they've gotten through in sufficient numbers to deem themselves safe. Okay, Jadarian. I was actually asking for initiative right when you froze. So
5.
5.
Sorry.
Okay. Right, Hagen.
5.
You got an 8 actually. I already had yours.
Oh, that's
only one
right.
I was
Okay,
missing.
I had an 8.
Only one I was
Sorry.
missing was Jadarian. So you're up first. I should have said that.
Excellent. Okay, well, I'm all hidden. Is there anyone nearby?
Okay, so
Any,
you'll need to wait for one of the wyverns to swoop into position. So and they're coming on on initiative count 4. But yeah, you'll crouch down in the shadow of one of the towers, blade at the ready. You just kind of peek around. Saltara is up and out of bow shot, but 2 are coming in close and fast. Another 3 are descending from above. And one of them is going to, the first 2 is going to streak right past your tower in a few moments. So you hold for that.
All right. Yep, I'll hold for that.
Okay. Aldrich.
I'm going to fire another crossbow at one of the swooping.
Okay.
Because that's all I can do.
The same one that Aldrich, the same one that Hagen's about to try and backstab, or a different one?
A different one.
Okay.
Because Saltara's out of reach, right?
For the moment, yeah, she's kind of up above, overseeing, coordinating with
and I shoot wide again with a 3. Apparently crossbows are not my thing.
Aim the pointy end at the giant flying lizard.
I don't know what's going on. I rolled 2 natural 20s and 3 3s in a row.
You've
used them all my luck.
You're no more mojo, man. Jadarian and Shanta, actually.
I move 30 foot or 30 yards, whatever the thing requires, to cover, and then I'll take 2 shots at her wyvern.
At hers?
Yeah, is she high or?
No, she's way high. She's pulled herself right out of bow reach.
Oh, is she? Oh, okay. Which one's the closest to me?
There are 2 swooping in. Hagen's positioned to leap out and backstab one. The other one is coming in from the other side.
Oh, the one, so 30 yards, the one that's coming down to Hagen?
Yep.
Okay. I'll shoot that one then twice.
Okay.
And that would be a 12 and 11 on the dice. So that would be...
I'm a class 17, these things are.
18 and 19 then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damage.
I should have rolled that at the same time. Oh, nice. 8 and a 6 plus 10. So what's that, 24?
Really? Whoa. Okay.
A max damage and a 6, and then plus 5 to each arrow.
2 incredibly well-placed shots. The fletchings just bury themselves in the wyvern as it goes streaking past. It throws its head up in pain, blood fountaining out of its mouth. Shanta. As I say, yeah. So
for Jadarian.
Yeah, you've pulled yourself loose, masked yourself, and scuttled to cover. Are you staying there, or are you doing anything?
I'm gonna cure wounds myself. Cure light wounds. I think it's my last one of the day I can do.
Yeah.
I only get 3 HP back.
Okay, that puts you up to 5, so that's
Yay.
halfway there. Okay, so you crouch and allow the celestial energy of the Kalian circle to flood into you. Feel your wounds heal across your body. Hagen, the wyvern goes streaking past. You can see a pair of Jadarian's arrows sticking out of it.
Hagen throws himself at the wyvern. His short sword held over his head, pointing downward as he plunges it down into the wyvern's back.
Awesome.
Come on, assassination. I rolled an 8 for assassination.
0-8.
0-8.
Okay. The whole world moves into slow motion as Hagen is like...
Just guts it.
Your blade sinks right into the base of its neck. The wyvern's head just flies up. Its wings collapse and crumple. It slams into the ground. The rider goes pitching from the saddle, somersaults, sprawls onto the earth of the courtyard. And then once the wyvern comes to a stop and the dust settles, Hagen is kind of standing there. Blood dripping from the end of his sword.
Apple is swooning.
That was my one.
He pulls out a cloth and starts casually cleaning the blade.
Apple's like, God, is it hot or is it like just me, you know?
Okay, Bellis.
Bellis looks at Aldrich. How is he faring?
Aldrich's all right. He's not bad news at all.
Okay. Then I go.
Missing a lot.
I go over to Chanta and give her some padding, some healing.
Okay, is this Orison healing?
Orison healing, yes.
Okay.
Can I do 2 Orisons? Oh, that's first edition, right?
Yes, crazy rules. Okay,
yes.
But it's another hit point as Bellis pumps you with healing Orisons. And Avel.
She's not in range for any of my swords, right?
There's a rider on the ground. As for Saltara, her wyvern's gone way, way up out of reach and is kind of coordinating from up above.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go for the rider then, if that's okay.
Yep.
And I'm gonna attack with Silver Fire.
Okay.
I know. Because I got a brand spanking new sword and I want to use it. Alright. That's an 18. Is that an 18? No, 16, sorry.
16. Nevertheless, that's enough to hit the rider, who is armor class 16.
Okay.
He has the moment of, hey, that's, and then you stab him with it.
Okay. 8 damage. Plus 1. 9.
Sweet. Silverfire tastes Mordath blood as the blade flickers out and cuts a deep slice across the rider's flesh. And then, Avil, behind you, the world is filled with roaring and scales and fangs as the second wyvern thunders across the top of the courtyard. 18, 17, 15, and 13. The claws hit you. The bite snaps shut on empty air. But nevertheless, you take, perhaps not that bad, 3 points of damage. Raking slashes up your midriff, and the wyvern is already again swooping away.
Thank God. I thought I was dead just now.
So one of them assassinated, the second one peels off, and as it's coming around, the other 3 are now swooping in for their strike on the next round. If you guys can hold them off for this round, the tieflings will have got themselves into the gate after a full 3 minutes of plowing through under your cover.
Let's do it.
Initiative, please.
Bastard Sword, go.
I rolled a 2.
That was a 2 for Shanta. I had a 4 for Hagen, a 7 for Aldrich Bellis.
You're muted, Carl.
But not, do it through mine. 3. Darian?
7.
7. And Avil.
I got a 6.
Ooh. Okay, Aldrich and Jadarian.
Okay, I'll just pile 2 arrows into the closest one.
Okay, so there were in this wave there were 3 coming in. 1 straight down the middle of the courtyard, 2 descending in swooping dives from left and right.
I'll move from cover to cover from 30 feet, 30 yards, whatever I've got you, and then shoot twice at. Who's me flip?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's a 10 and an 8 on a dice, so that will be with. Have we still got the inspiration?
This is the last round of it.
Okay, so 18 and 16.
1 hit.
1 hit. 7 points of damage.
Okay. And was this the one in the middle, did you say, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. 7. Nice. Okay. Another arrow finds its target straight into the wyvern's meaty flesh. And Aldrich.
Okay. I'm going to hold my attack until the wyverns are swooping overhead.
Okay. That's on 4. Avil.
There's no one on the ground, is there?
There's the guy who you were fighting. He's not quite dead yet.
Oh, is he not dead yet?
No.
Oh, gonna have to kill him then. That's a shame. For him, I suppose.
You meant to say that after you roll?
16.
Okay. Another hit.
Oh, lucky.
8 again. 8.
Again? My God.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm on a roll.
Okay. Grievously injured, his mount dead, wyvern swooping back and forward around him. He decides that he's going to stand his ground. He takes a hit point in each hand and prepares to sell his life dearly. Okay. Right. Hagen and the 3 wyverns and Aldrich's held attack all at the same time. The wyverns descend upon you. Hagen and Aldrich, you take your actions.
Okay.
What do you guys do first?
Okay, can I set to receive charge?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to do, on the first wyvern, I'm going to set to receive a charge, and follow it up on the second wyvern with the half strike.
Okay, go for it.
That is a on the 15 plus 7, so it's 22 on the receiving charge.
Yep.
And a 16.
Okay, the half strike is a miss. The receiving charge is a solid, well-placed bow deep into the wyvern's scaled midriff.
They're large.
They're large, so give me double damage for that.
Okay. And you double just the die roll and then add your strength, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's 5, 10, 16 points of damage.
Okay, I'll put this on the right-hand one. Okay.
Sorry, I forgot to add my inspiration on the half strike. Does
Will
that
it put it to
change?
17?
Yeah.
17's a hit.
17's a hit? Yay, inspiration.
Again,
poetry.
you're welcome.
So that's it's not as impressive, but it's 8 points of damage nonetheless.
This is on the other one, yeah?
On the other one.
Okay.
Basically,
okay. Yeah, you kind of position yourself, rake the rancer right into its midriff, spin around, and whack! Slam at the other one as it flies past you. Okay, at the same time, Hagen.
Is he frozen?
Yep. All right.
Nope.
Would I be able to? Okay. Would I be able to take my short bow out, or is that?
Yes,
would I be able
sure.
to fire my short bow if I took it?
Absolutely. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Sure. Yep. All right. I'm gonna fire it off, and let's see. That is a 17 to hit.
Yes.
3 damage. Not a lot.
Okay, and if you're not moving, don't forget you can take 2 shots.
Yep. I'll take another one. That is 16. Actually, I had +3, so it's 19, and then a 4.
Nice. Okay, so the second wave of wyverns are taking a solid pummeling here, and beginning to think twice about their attack upon the tiefling refugees, who by now the last few stragglers are streaming through the portal, and you can see Valter kind of looking in your direction. Nodding his appreciation, and he sort of hobbles toward the hole as well, ushering toward the portal, ushering the last few through. To answer your question through text there, Shanta, quickly, yes. I'm using that just as a kind of general adjective, not
That's fine. That's all good.
not a keyword. Okay, and nevertheless, the 3 wyverns who've come sweeping in get their full flurry of attacks. Jadarian, the central one, arrows down towards you, claw on claw. You roll under
I
one.
don't have cover, do I?
Past the next one. Hold on. He rolls so incredibly badly that it doesn't even make a difference. You could have been standing in the middle of the field with your butt showing, and he would still have missed.
That's a lovely image.
Like this.
Make art of it now, please.
Nothing wrong with a bit
Probably
of
why it missed.
Yeah. Only the best descriptions.
Aldrich, despite your new plate armor, 2 claw attacks from the wyvern that goes past you both strike. The jaws fail to close around the fresh metal, however. It screams and screeches in protest as the ivory scrapes over it. And you take another 4 damage.
Oy.
And Hagen, likewise. A natural 20 there on one claw, the other one misses. And the bite is a 17, which is, that's a hit. Okay, so 12 damage.
Oof.
Holy crap. Rips through you, and with that natural 20, picks you up off the ground. And you can see Hagen being carried aloft by the wyvern on the left-hand side.
Oy.
Yeah. Bellis and Shanta.
How high up is he now?
At the moment, he's just like 5 or 6 feet above the ground. So if you get him loose immediately, he wouldn't suffer any damage from falling.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Sting at it for it to be bound.
Oh, okay. Saving throw is 13, which for a 5 hit dice creature is a fail, I believe.
Yay!
Well done.
It quivers and lets you go. You drop a handful of feet to the ground and
Take 30 damage.
Favorite
I
chance.
only have 6 HP left.
Die immediately.
and explode. Bellis.
Are there still those wyverns thundering towards each other?
They've swept in. One of them clawed Hagen and tried to pick him up, was stung and forcing to drop him. The other two clawed and bit at Aldrich and Jadarian, and all three are now kind of swooping away again. But that was literally just the last initiative count. So if you have an attack, it'll still be able to reach them.
Nah, I'm gonna pump some more healing into Chanta.
Okay, another one.
Yeah.
Shanta, you're up to 7 now.
I just have this image of you with this sort of syringe, like.
That's exactly what he has.
He's running around with those pads. Just clear.
Yeah. Okay.
Is the woman still high up, or is she?
She's staying the hell out of the way of your bows and what have you. Yeah, she knows if you kill her, he'll just bring her back again.
Not this time.
We need to burn her body.
No, next time we'll make sure that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last of the tieflings head through into the portal, and Valto stands at its middle and slams his staff against the ground. The green fire rises up around him like a burning column and dies away, and he's gone. Taro, still crouched in the darkness of the warehouse. Are you finished being heroes now? Can we not get the hell out of here?
Yeah, let's go.
Thing lands.
Yeah, let's go. Everyone, go.
The spear that she
Can't argue with that.
launched at me.
Brave Sir Robin, let's go.
Anyone want this spear thing?
Grab it.
The lance? Yeah, I'll grab it.
Bring it along.
More pointy sticks, always useful.
Yes.
I'll drop my mask.
Better than a crossbow.
Can I
Yes,
grab my
seriously.
arrows out of that wyvern I killed, or Hagen killed rather?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah, then I run to the thing.
All right.
All right, I
I jump back on Dirge. Come on, Dirge. Go.
Hagen
Okay.
looked hobbling a little bit.
Yeah. Just a quick rundown so you all know. Aldrich, 24 hit points. Bella still 9. Shanta, 7. Hagen, 6. Jadarian, 12. Aval, 11. Okay?
Yes. 11.
All right. So you get your horses and follow Taro Fleet down a series of ramps that make their way through the heart of the pinnacle of rock on which Whitethorn stands.
Now, as they mount their horses, Hagen gives Aldrich a wry look. With respect, my lord, noble Tallywhack, if you slept with any ghost elves, now would be the time to tell us.
I'll let you have that one.
Seeing Bellis with her horse, she's gonna kind of look at her horse, feel a bit guilty, and then just be like, "Cinnamon," and just kind of get on it.
Aw, cute.
I mount up and ride after, taking up rear guard, making sure that there's a big metal wall behind everybody else.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no wyverns land in the courtyard immediately. They've kind of swooped out of the way. With the tieflings disappeared, they're momentarily bereft of targets, and you have a minute or two head start. You wind your way down into the darkness beneath Whitethorn. Here and there, torches light the way, interspersed every now and then by an ancient flickering glow globe, some last vestige of tiefling magic when this place was a thriving desert metropolis. Below, Aval, you know from the stories that an ancient river used to run through the foundations of Whitethorn, but it's little more than a dried out riverbed now. But where the river would run out from beneath the fortress, you can see faint starlight and the last glimmer of the day. The sun now set, its orange glow illuminating a canyon that leads out and away from Whitethorn and into the desert. And I'll just grab a picture of it here for you.
Sorry, quick question.
There you go. Yeah.
When we got our horses, were there other horses still tied up?
There were a couple, yeah.
Can Chanter have undone their reins to essentially let them go?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
Aw, that's cute.
Okay. You reach the rough scree floor of the canyon out the back of Whitethorn, and there Tavo Fleet stands and gives you one of his bows, his desert coat billowing behind him. It was a pleasure making your acquaintance, my Lord Vallandor and friends.
And you.
Oh, that was very kind of you to say so. Tarbro smiles.
Do you where you're
Follow this canyon as far as it goes. You'll find a cliff with a pathway down to the dead forest. Don't let the wraith spiders eat you. Good luck. And he turns and bounces from one boulder to the next and disappears into the broken landscape. So,
unusual man.
Do you think he'll find the others okay?
I have no doubt about that in my mind.
He knows the area.
I think
I'll trust him to take care of himself. For now, we should do the same.
Oh, absolutely.
Agreed.
okay.
Who wants to take point and scout ahead?
JD will head off up front.
Okay, Jadarian, you
Hagen
bleed
will head
into
off.
the landscape. Hagen at your side.
Chanter's gonna ride.
Sorry, carry on.
I was just gonna say Chanter wants to ride next to Aldrich because she has questions.
Okay.
Yeah, Aval rides alongside them both.
I keep an eye on the flanks, the canyon walls
Yeah.
from the rear, and maybe suggest to Hagen that he does the same before he takes up point with Judarian.
Well, it's not the canyon walls that you need to be concerned about. It's the sky above. You're little more than specks moving across the landscape. But she's circling high overhead.
Oh my god, just go away!
I am.
And once more, you hear a trio of horn blasts and the answering cries from wyverns.
I'm going to cast a phantasmal force covering us. So while we walk, we'll be gone, out of sight.
Okay. Jadarian and Hagen scouting up ahead, still visible, but hiding, bleeding into the landscape.
No. The whole group should be able to be.
Okay, so you're going to have them come back within the area of effect.
Yeah, it's 400 square feet plus 100 square feet per level. So 600 square feet should be able to make a corridor like that.
Okay, 20 by 30.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so as long as you guys stay within 30 feet of the group, you can be covered by the Phantasmal Force.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, forward you creep. Further down the canyon, until up ahead you can see it opens up. A vast plain down below.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't do this. It is within a limited area. It doesn't move beyond the confines of the area. Sorry.
Oh, good. Okay, so fine. The wyverns drop out of the sky like murderous raptors, and they're all going to attack Bellis.
Say,
Sorry.
Fuck you!
Really?
If we can't have that, then Chance will re-put on the mask.
Kijk nou, tyfus vuile hoer.
Dad! That is very rude.
Okay.
All the Dutch viewers
Cover your ears.
Yes.
There's no Dutch viewers. Isn't that weird?
So niemand dus. Initiative, please.
Oh god. 5.
6.
6.
I love it when a plan comes together. Let me go there in order here.
4.
Quick. Aldrich.
6, I said.
6. So yeah, I missed all that. Bellis.
6.
6 also. Shanta.
3.
3. Hagen.
4.
4. Jadarian.
5.
5. And Avel.
5.
5. Okay, a nice little spread there. Aldrich and Bellis. The wyverns are going to take most of the round to get anywhere near you. You doubt they can even fit into the canyon. They'll be doing javelin strafing runs, crossbow shots. They're not going to be able to manage much more. If you really put the spurs to the horses, you might make the end of the canyon within a couple of rounds.
I'll do that. Spur the horses, but also stick to the sides of the canyons. And change the sides every so often.
I follow Aldrich's lead and follow him, doing exactly the same.
Okay.
Don't stay away from the middle of the canyon.
All
That
right.
applies to everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, I do the same, but
I call it out as my part of my action to
Bob and weave.
To bob and weave.
yeah, I do the
Make yourself
same.
Use the canyon walls as cover as much as possible.
I place my hand on my chest mark and say Samin Mare Van Ewa and cast shield.
Okay, nice. All right, so your armor class leaps up to 18.
18? I'm already
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, well, there you go. Okay, so,
Yeah, shield's only up to 18, I think.
Oh, is it?
yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I
think
didn't know that. So I'm moving anyway, so I'm 18 anyway.
It's fine. You spur your mounts and go thundering down the canyon, and a plume of dust behind you. Above you, the wyverns streak low, and every now and then there's a crossbow bolt or a javelin comes hurtling down into the canyon below. But the chances of them hitting you are pretty low.
Can I
But I'm
have
gonna
an
roll-
action? Can I do say hold my action to shoot a crossbow back at them when they come within range?
That'll put you behind the group though, as everyone else is just kind of spurring onwards. But that's fine if you want to do that.
I can
Oh
fire.
no! In that case, I'm just gonna spur.
I can move and fire though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're probably better at it than me.
Probably.
I say probably.
It's not hard.
I mean, you are.
Okay. Under the relentless shooting from above, crossbow bolts and javelins, most of you make it through completely unscathed. Shanta, a single bolt hits you hard in the shoulder. You almost pitch forward off cinnamon, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. And Avel, likewise, you are struck by a glancing javelin and almost tumble from the horse face. New round, please.
Butt stallion.
Butt stallion, sorry.
Won't take any damage.
Shanti, you're on 4. Avel, you're on 7.
Do I get any? Can I get a couple of shots off?
8.
I might just new round. Sorry, I did shield
it's
that
a new
last
round.
round.
Yeah.
I haven't done my turn yet.
I understood you guys were just using this turn to run.
Yeah.
I thought you were riding.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
a double move.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, am I able to cast shield while doing that?
You can, but then you'll be behind the rest of the party.
I got to 18 AC.
Yeah, you do.
I might do that.
Okay, all right. AC 18. Shanta, you'll be there at the end of round 3.
Okay.
Everyone else is going to get there round 2. Aldrich, were you shooting as well? Last round?
No, I said not.
You decided
I
not
was
to.
just
Okay.
going. I was just going for it.
All right, initiative, please. Aldrich.
Nice.
So we've made it to the end of the canyon now.
No, you're halfway there.
I guess I'm just going to keep running.
Okay, initiative, please.
So my initiative is 8.
Okay, Bellis.
6 again.
Shanta.
5.
Okay, Hagen.
7.
Jadarian.
9.
Woohoo! Avel.
1.
Oh dear. All right, Jadarian. A full move will get you to the end of the canyon this round.
Yep, I do full move, but I shoot twice.
Yes, okay, because you are Mr. Fancy Pants Elf.
I am Mr. Fancy Pants Elf.
Elf pants.
I'll wait till they get close, within 30 yards, and I'll fire twice.
Okay, right. So you literally reach the canyon mouth and then get a good shot of them as they come overhead?
Yep, sounds good.
Right, so you're kind of perched at the edge of the cliff that you can see a really narrow path going right the way down to the dead forest below.
Well, 19, it's not a crit, but it's a hit. But that is max damage, so that will be 13. And then the other one is probably a miss, it's probably a miss. 14, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
13 damage.
Nice. Okay, and that was you were waiting for them right to get close to you to do that. 30 foot, you said. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, that's close enough for it to get an attack against you. 17, 19, and a 15. Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!
One hit, then I'm assuming.
No, those are the unmodified rolls. I have +5 to all of those. 4, 5.
Just looked at the spell. It said I've got +4 on my armor class.
No, that's a different shield you're thinking of.
Oh, is it?
That sounds like 3rd edition shield.
No, I'm reading it from the AD&D book.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. Three. Okay, 9 damage to Jadarian, and the thing has you in its mouth and claws, and is away and up into the air. Aldrich.
Sorry, did you say Jadarian was just picked up out of his saddle?
Yeah, he's been incredibly badly injured, and the thing is now aloft with him.
I hurl my rancer at the wyvern.
Okay.
A 19 plus 7 is 26. That does maximum damage, which is a lot. It's that's 8 plus 6 is 14.
The rancer is buried deep in the creature. Its wings start to fold around it. It's desperately trying to keep itself airborne, but it's spiraling down at an incredible, increasing pace toward the ground. You can see the rider whirling around in the saddle, and Jadarian clung in a death grip in the thing's jaws, himself fighting to get loose.
Just out of curiosity, do I obviously can't get a half strike because I threw my javelin. Never mind.
Hagen.
Never mind.
Oh. Gonna keep at it with the bow, I guess. All right. First shot. That is a 14 plus 3 is 17 with 4 damage. Second shot.
Is this the same wyvern that's got Jadarian, or is it a different one?
Yeah, that same wyvern.
Okay.
No, that's only a 6, so that's not going to do anything.
Okay. Nevertheless, the initial shot is sufficient. Hits the wyvern deep in the base of its skull. The thing squawks and plummets 60 feet to the ground. You just hear it kind of going smashing through the trees. Then there is the titanic dust plumes up all around. Jadarian, you're only going to take half damage from that.
Do I get to cast Featherfall again, or?
I'm pretty sure you just had your action.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said weakly.
Don't die.
I think that's probably
Half damage.
The ground will break your fall perfectly.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to matter, guys.
Yeah.
Is anyone around to catch him? Just like.
Oh, look.
Okay. Bellis.
I see this happening, I'm sure.
You just kind of see, and then a.
Okay, I make my way down towards where that happened.
Okay, you get to the edge of the cliff. There is 60 foot of pathway, back and forward, back and forward, back and forward.
Okay, I cast 60 foot, you say?
Yeah. The cliff is 60 foot. The pathway, of course, is considerably longer because it's going back and forth like that.
How much longer?
Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 120 feet of path.
I'm sure easy. I'm going to cover that with an illusion that leaves anybody walking through that over that path as if it's not there. That there's just path.
Okay. So you're shielded from sight and start.
Yeah.
Okay. Your movement rate is 6, so it'll take you 2 rounds to get there.
Sure.
Okay. Shanta.
I scream, "Follow me!" By the way.
I will follow, but I will. I think I still have some rocks from when I picked them up at Fort Vallandor for my sling thing.
Yeah, don't forget you're around behind the rest of the group, Shanta, because you stayed back to cast.
That's fine. I'm gonna use one of these rocks and cast change on it to make it like the eye. And I'm gonna hold it up, and I'm just gonna throw it behind me, and hope to God that they fall for it.
Okay. You hear a titanic roar overhead as a wyvern kind of descends and lands on the edge of the platform, on the edge of the canyon. Its head craning and looking down, and as the head moves, you see sitting behind it, glaring down at you, is Saltara Mordath. She sees the eye of Kalax roll down the canyon. The smile on her face is exquisitely cruel. Avil.
None of them are in sword range, are they?
No, you've by now reached the edge of the canyon, and Bellis has shouted, "Follow me," and appears to have just vanished down into, invisibility on the pathway.
I suppose I'll just follow the Moonwhite then.
Okay, within moments, the invisible illusion opens up, and you find yourself, as it were, walking within a fog cloud that appears to be emanating from the Moonwhite's head, cloaking the side of the cliff in illusory landscape.
Oh, neat.
Initiative, please. Those of you who... Everybody except Shanta is now on the cliff path if you want to be. Shanta's still in the canyon.
Sure, yeah. I'll be on the cliff path.
I got it.
I'm. Where did my Ronsur end up, by the way?
It's presumably on the ground inside the wyvern, actually.
that just plummeted down.
Yeah, Aldrich, initiative.
Okay. 5.
5. Bellis.
Again, 6.
6 again. Shanta. 2. Hagen.
5.
And Avil.
4.
Okay, wyverns are on a 5. Okay, Bellis. Halfway down the cliff path now. You just keep moving.
Yes.
You look down. You can see the tangled wreckage of the wyvern's body. Dead trees stretch as far as you can see in all directions, festooned with spider webs. The ground itself appears to be made of ash. Aldrich and Hagen both on 5. Are you following?
I'm looking for Jadarian. Do I see him anywhere?
Yeah, there's such a tangle of bodies. You'd need to actually get down on the ground to actually be able to see.
Okay, where is Saltara?
Saltara is halfway back down the canyon, on her wyvern, glaring down at Shanta, who is presumably busy heading in your direction.
I've still got my
so Shanta hasn't made it to where we are yet.
No, she stopped to cast a shield spell on herself.
Okay, I will hold to guard the rear until Shanta has made it past me, and in the meantime, I will fire a crossbow at Saltara.
At Saltara. Okay, cool.
Natural 20.
Woo!
Saltara was like, "You'll never hit me at that."
Oh man, I can't believe I hit. No,
Yeah,
it's not.
neither can I.
It's maximum. Yes, so she takes 7 damage, I guess, because it's max damage.
Okay, from halfway down the canyon, you hear a distant. Shanta, a crossbow bolt quite literally comes out of nowhere over your head and hits Saltara, who is beginning to have second thoughts about this, kind of just sitting there. She vaults from the saddle, goes hand over foot down the side of the cliff and snatches up the eye of Kalax. Or what she thinks is the eye of Kalax. Meanwhile, Hagen?
Right. Hagen is going to...
Sorry,
Hagen is
quickly.
going
I'm
to-
just going to use my move action to make to cross the distance to where Shanta is.
Oh, you're going to go to where she is. Okay, right. Okay,
Yes.
Hagen?
Hagen is going to also try and hold, along with Aldrich, just to make sure that he and Shanta are both protected,
Okay.
I guess. And
Nice.
he's going to fire off a bow, or rather an arrow, at
Saltara.
Beltara, yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Saltine.
Right. That is 14 plus 3 is 17, and that is 4 damage.
Okay. She ducks down behind a rock as crossbow bolts and arrows continue to ping her from quite literally 200 yards down the canyon. Shanta, you're able to rejoin the others at the end of the canyon now. And Avel, you were heading down.
Yeah,
you're-
I'm following Bellis.
You're right behind Bellis, and we'll reach the bottom of the cliff this next round.
Yeah.
Okay, let's roll initiative for it, please.
As
The wyverns, by the way, as you guys are going down the cliffs, the others are going backward and forward over the top of the cliff, trying to figure out where you've gone. But those who are in the canyon are protected by the canyon. Those who are on the cliff face are protected by the illusion spell. For the moment, at least, there are no targets.
I rolled a 5 for initiative, and as
Okay.
this is Aldrich going in, she'll just give him a nod.
Okay, and Aldrich,
I have a 3.
3. Bellis,
Excuse me. 5 plus 2, 7.
7. Hagen,
7.
Avel.
5.
Okay, and wyverns. Oh, okay, right. Unless anybody's going to waste time shooting at them, your initiative counts get you all onto the cliff face and down to the bottom ahead of the wyverns. Under the cover of the dead trees, it's difficult for them to even see you, certainly impossible for them to launch attacks against you. You can see them circling overhead above the trees, hear the distant call of Saltara's horn calling them away. What could prompt them to abandon the field of battle so precipitously?
The eye.
Surely they haven't got the eye!
Uh-oh.
As Shanta rejoins Hagen, and I look at her with a sort of alarm in my eyes. Do you have it?
Yeah, she fell for it. It's just a rock.
That
Good.
was a
Well
good chest.
Let's join the others.
Okay, you hurry onto the canyon, onto the forest floor at the bottom of the cliff. As I said before, it is ash underfoot. The trees themselves, ancient and dead, festooned with spider webs. You see arachnids of varying sizes, from tiny pinpricks to great hairy white beasts the size of an ogre's fist. But they scuttle away at the sound of your footfalls, crunching on brittle, dry twigs. The wyvern itself is a tangled mass of flesh.
I retrieve my ranseur from its innards,
Okay,
if I can.
you pull it loose. And let's just see. 1 to 3, it's broken. A 2. Pull it loose, and only the heart comes out, snapped halfway down. It's then that you see an arm outstretched, a kukri still clutched in it, beneath the wyvern's bulk.
Okay, I heave the wyvern off.
Your strength is easily equal to the task. His features are strangely peaceful, but there's no mistaking the fact that no breath passes his lips. No light shines in those elven eyes.
Ellis,
I'm on it.
What do you do, Bellis?
I put a healing spell on him straight away to bring him, to stabilize him, to a full one, a cure light.
There's no point you rolling for it. There's nothing to stabilize. No blood loss. No heartbeat. No life. Jadarian Thalorin is dead.
No.
I kneel next to his body.
Wow.
There's no way.
Is he?
Santa stops laughing about the eye and joins and kind of realizes and just sort of collapses onto the floor.
He came here seeking answers about his mother. Perhaps these people he came to seek.
You think they can do something for him? After all,
If that subhuman salt wench can get resurrected, then we can do it for him.
yes, my lady looked well for a corpse.
Bellis, can you do something?
No, that is beyond my power. I can give him the blessings of the mother. Bellis proceeds to...
Spare your blessing.
Said that.
From behind you, the spiderwebs rustle.
What?
Shapes emerge from the trees, from the webs, from the ash itself. Tall, slender, pale, ghost-like. Elves, hooded with dust masks across their faces. One a little shorter than the others. Removes the mask, pulls the cowl back. Well, Hagen, you recognize a half-elf. Her hair as blonde as Jadarian's. She kneels and places a hand on his chest and closes her eyes. Faint words of elven magic spill from her lips. His spirit lingers. We have but a short time before it is too late.
What must we do?
Come with us, she says. We have been expecting you. With your permission, she steps back and gestures to Jadarian's body. The two tall, ghostly elves who were with her step forward, bend down, and lift him. My name is Saminda Aliante, she says. I am his sister.
He came here to find you.
I know. And I know what also you bring. The hour is late. Follow me,
she says.
Chanta will follow the men carrying Jadarian and kind of try and lend a hand to
Hagen will
carrying
stay
him,
close.
but probably just more like holding his arm.
And the camera pulls back as the 5 of you follow the 3 elves carrying your fallen comrade, and like ghosts, disappear into the dead forest. Roll credits.